now time for the Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters out there. It is wonderful Wednesday. I hope you're off to a great start of your day. I know I am. You absolutely should be, too. And welcome to the Trader's Edge, folks. And what you can do, and thank you to everybody in Spokane who's listening to us on the radio and everybody catching the archive show up in New Hampshire. We do appreciate you listening. And for all of you other folks, you can watch us live on TigerTV. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com. You can either watch us through your computer, you can watch us through your mobile device, your Android device, your iPad, which according to the newspaper, iPad prices are coming down because they've got a special event sometime. Apple has a special announcement. I guess the indications are it's going to be for a new iPad out there. And I personally don't own one, but, I've got plenty of computer screens, if you will. You can follow us live on your device. Just simply go over to the homepage at tfnn.com. Look over on the right-hand side. You'll see a little bordered area, red bordered area. Click on that. You can bookmark the page so that all we are is one click away from watching the show live. Why do you want to do that? Because we're absolutely going to teach you something here today. And Wednesdays are great lineups because after this show, you've got myself and Tom doing the Money Master show. Then we've got Basil Chapman from 11 to 12, Larry Pesavento from 12 to 1, David White, the warm-up band for the Tom O'Brien show from 3 to 4. And folks, absolutely love being here with you now. It was interesting because when I take a look at the markets here, we are trading right now at 1373. When I came on the air yesterday, and I'm looking at the S&P futures here. Yeah, when I came on the air yesterday, folks, we were trading at 1372. So that reminds me here of a quote from Franklin Delano Roosevelt here. And it's this quote, it's a great quote. There are many ways of going forward, folks, but only one way of standing still. Well, look at these markets here. They're standing still. I talk about being able to go water skiing. Right now, you've got the Dow futures up maybe about 8 or 9 points. As I said on the ES Mini, you're up a point. In fact, a point over the close. You can see how we just simply have traded sideways. Not the normal fireworks that we had been experiencing certainly before the end of the year. And in a few days since then, if you will, you got the NASDAQ futures up just slightly, maybe about 3 points. Russell 2000 not even up a full point, if you will. King Dollar is only down 7 cents. Gold trading out at $17.82, down $6 an ounce. You got silver down 14 pennies out at $36.95. Light sweet crude up 7 cents. Folks, as you can get a feel here, not really a lot going on in the markets. If we take a quick look overseas, you got the DAX trading up 35 points, FTSE down a point. You had the Nikkei pretty much flat last night, up 0.72, not even a full point. You had Shanghai down 25, the Hang Seng up 111, 877-927-6648. Now, folks, life is, I talk about being able to turn your mirrors into windows. When you can turn your mirrors into windows, folks, it's amazing what it is that you can accomplish in life. And, life is not about finding yourself. A lot of times people are spending time finding themselves. We talk about the importance of focus. Well, if you spend all of your time focused on trying to find yourself, you might not find yourself. What it's really all about, it's all about creating yourself. That's why when you wake up in the morning, I want you to have a vision of what it is that you want to accomplish today, whether it's in the markets, and they're so flat out here, we can accomplish anything we want in the market. We can walk on these markets, they're so flat, if you will. But, I want you to focus on creating yourself, and it really starts when you wake up in the morning, maybe as you're just starting to come to being in the morning, if you will, and what is it that you want to create today, create with your day. How many of you actually, before you start your day, you say, this is what I want to create today, and you put your entire focus on that? You get rid of all the minutia, all the stuff that gets in your way, because, look, the universe is always going to test you, no matter what when you show up to work, wherever that is. Maybe it's in your office. Maybe it's going from the bedroom to the office or the kitchen to the office if you're at home trading, or maybe you're just simply in your office or maybe in your car and you're driving right now and you want to create your day. Before you walk into that door, what is it that you want to create today? And then just fend off all of that stuff that universe throws at you. You're always going to have people that need you now, but do they really need you now? What you need, folks, is to create your life. I want you to be able to create a life of financial abundance. In fact, one of the best ways to do that, if you're up in the Boston area, I believe there are still seats left. Go to the homepage of tfnn.com. Tom and I will be there on Saturday, part of our Go Long America tour. That is on March the 3rd. and we are there from 9 to 12. That is at the Boston Burlington Marriott. We would absolutely love to see you there. It's going to be, for no charge to get in. You're talking about thousands of dollars of value that you're going to get in that 3 hours. I mean, Tom's going to be sharing with you, information about Gartley's and butterfly patterns, and it's going to be current. There may be a trade in there. That may be a little treasure. Might be worth showing up. I'm going to, really focus on the business aspect of this game here, and I call it a game. Life is a game, in my opinion, and you want to be able to learn how to play when you can make it so that it's not work and you can make it fun. It's amazing what you can do. I know that just the personal development skills, just my own costs, of what I've invested over the last 25 years is probably about 50 grand, and you're going to get the best of. I've tried to compact it into an hour and a half, and I found out after doing the last week, in fact, we were in Spokane, and I've even though I thought I could compact most of it into 90 minutes, I can't. But you're going to get the best of, if you will. So show up if you can on this coming Saturday in Boston. We will also be a week from yesterday. We will be here in Tampa at the Grand Hyatt. That is just outside the airport. You can sign up for that at the homepage of TFNN.com. And tonight, folks, if you go to the homepage of TFNN, we got so much going on. I talk about, the mere fact that, there's so many ways of going forward. Look at all the ways of going forward that we're providing you here at TFNN. Tonight, if you want to go forward, if you want to go ride the Chapman Wave, folks, all you have to do is come over to the homepage of TFNN.com. You can listen to Basil today at 11 o'clock, but more importantly, you can join him at 6:30 live. He will show you parts of the Chapman Wave, and a great experience. So please go to the homepage of TFNN.com and sign up for that as well. So if we go take a look at the markets, we're already looking at the ES Mini out here. What can I tell you? Just absolutely flat. What the ES Mini has done is we took a look at, this is a 30-minute chart. Again, we covered this yesterday, but if you just come off of the swing point high out here, that was from about 5:30 in the morning, the swing point high there being at 1368.50, all the way down to the swing point low that was put in here at 10 o'clock in the morning on February 27th. In fact, it's Happy Leap Year Day, folks. March 29th, a special happy birthday to Polar out there, to David White, so make sure that you call in. Today should be a special day. How many folks actually have a birthday of February 29th? So I want you guys to put on your list. I want caller after caller calling in to wish David White from 3 to 4 a happy birthday. I always knew that he was unique, and I mean unique in a great way, but even more unique just simply having that birthday on March 29th. Now, if you take a look at it, so he's expanding today, and if you take a look at expansions that go on inside the marketplace, you've got expansions and contractions that happen all the time. You just simply take a look at this 1.272 expansions. It's an expansion between swing points. That's what you look at, folks. And when we take a look at that, we went back to this 5 o'clock session on February 24th, all the way down to this session, if you will, at 10 o'clock in the morning on February 27th, and that brought you up to 1372.72. And where are you trading at right now? 1372.50. How does that work, folks? Now, if we take a quick look at the indexes out here, let's go take a look at that beautiful S&P, if you will, and you can see that this thing is just simply crawling up inside that ascending wedge, if you will. And you can see that here by these two red lines that we've got coming off of the lows from November 25th is the first starting point, if you will. And on the high side, what we've got is the December 5th time frame. We did close slightly above the May 2nd area, but not with any kind of conviction. The May 2nd high out there in the S&P cash at 1370.58. And we closed at 1372.18. We switch over to the daily futures contract here on the ES Mini. You're going to see 1373.50, and what we are trading at right now, 1372.50. So you're trading just underneath that. You can see also inside this wedge. Looks like this wedge pattern could go on for quite some time. Let's go to Phil in Boston. Phil, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, I guess I got to wish you a Happy New Year. I haven't called you at all this year.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Are we going to see you on Saturday?
I don't think I'm going to be around. I got to go to Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
No, not Kentucky. I mean Florida. I'm going down to Florida. I got to go to, I'm going to be in Ocala.
Oh, that's great. Well, have a safe trip down here. We'll be passing in the air, perhaps.
I appreciate it. Well, last time I spoke about the imminent failure of the dollar.
Yeah.
I think it was around 82, and now we're roughly around 78.
We are.
Right. I suspect that we're going to go down to about the 75 level.
75 would now 75 would be inside this trend that it has been in here for quite some period of time. But Phil, do me a favor, hold on. We're going to be going to commercial break, folks.
Go ahead. I'll wait. Go ahead.
Yeah. And folks, when we come back, we'll go back to Phil in Boston. He'll be on his way down here to Ocala, Florida, while Tom and I are on our way up to Boston. Stay with us. We'll be right back, folks.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Futures are really flat. You get the Dow futures up maybe 7, ES mini up 1.5. And we're going back to Boston. We're going to Phil. And, Phil, you've got a lot of friends in the den that say they miss you. They wish you all good things.
Yeah, they're all good buddies, yeah. Everybody.
Yeah.
I miss all of them, too, yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about the dollar index, and you're taking a look at the dollar falling back into the 74, 75 range.
Well, if you take it back even further, I believe it was between 2005, 2006, the dollar hit a bottom of 70. Okay, and this is just where I'm going with this thing.
Yeah.
Right now.
So
Okay.
2005, you had a low of about 81. If you go,
Okay, maybe okay. I'm wrong. There.
That's okay.
I don't know.
But that's cool.
Yeah, but there was a 70 print on the dollar.
Absolutely. Back in 2008, April of 2008, got down to 71.05. Absolutely.
Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how it gets back there and retest that bottom.
Sure.
Again, before it comes back. So if I'm using 82 as the top one for this ABC,
Yeah.
and figuring that it goes to 75, all right?
Yes.
And then another retracement off of the 75 back up to, say, 77 and change, right?
Yes.
And then head back down to the 71 area.
Yeah. Now, what you've got.
Retest.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
Sure. Now,
Yeah.
what I've got up on my screen here is a long-term. This is a monthly chart, folks, that you're looking at of the U.S. dollar index, really going back to the highs made in 2002 and coming off of some lows back in 2000. Now, what you can see is this thing has traveled inside a channel real well, and you can see how the top of this channel first was hit back in 2010, in June of 2010. That was the last time that it was up at the top of the channel up until these last 3 months here. And, Phil, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, I can buy into the fact that I can see the dollar index pulling back into the 74 area, what you've got there, just even from a candle. So if we went to like a daily chart, there's an ABC down that would get you there. If we take a look at the monthly chart, there's some candle patterns, there's some bullish engulfing candles that show you some nice support down there. It has kind of pinged off of the top of this down channel, if you will. That's on the monthly chart. And what you'd really be doing is you'd really be going over and taking a look at the euro. So in order to see the U.S. dollar index move down there, what you have to have happen is you got to have the basket of currencies, but the euro being the leader, truly moving up. So is that your take too? You wouldn't mind changing your dollars for euros at this stage?
I wouldn't go anywhere. I wouldn't trust either one of them, to tell you the truth. I mean, the only thing I trust is gold.
Yeah.
And so a little bit of silver.
Yeah.
But for that matter, diamonds as well.
Oh, I love it. Hey, look, I agree. Nothing like hard. Gold has been on a nice run. Folks, if you go back here and take a look at this long-term chart here, this is also a weekly chart, I think, on gold. And you just take a look at that uptrend going back to October of 2008. Now, I know you've been in gold much longer than that, but just that up channel from there, just has not been broken.
I started in gold in 2000. That's how far back I go with gold on this run.
Oh, I love it. I
I suspect that's about 12 years. I suspect we got about another 12 years on that.
Yeah. Phil, the wild card out there on the U.S. dollar index really is the euro. And, longer term, I can see the dollar index moving down into that 74, 75 range. It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it real quick, I don't think. I mean, there's a bunch of support areas that it's got to get through. but over the long haul, I can see it going back down there and testing that area. Absolutely.
Well, as we know, I mean, as far as gold goes, nothing goes straight up forever.
No.
Okay, so I'm looking for the.
That's not
I'm
true.
looking for the spot where there's going to be $1,000 hit on gold someday. You know what I mean? We're going to get $1,000 downdraft on gold, like in 3 months or 6 months, however long it's going to take.
Phil, did you just say that nothing can go up forever?
Right.
Well, what about Apple?
Well, hey, listen, there's always exceptions to the rule, right?
Okay, I just wanted to make
sure. That didn't go up forever either. If you remember back years ago, that went down, and that was down in the dribs for a while too. So it's gone up right now, but. Everything has its day. I mean, that's just the way the world turns, right? It does.
It absolutely does. So are you going down to take a look at some horses in Ocala?
Yeah, I'm gonna have there's training races. I'm going down for the first set of training races.
Oh, that's great. That's great, folks. It's great country. It's great country. It's only about 2 hours north of where we're at in Clearwater. And Phil. Great to hear your voice. Thanks for calling in. Have a safe trip and Happy New Year to you. Folks, we'll be right back. The markets will open up. We'll see how they'll pop, whether they'll drop or not. 877-927-6648. Dow Futures up about 10 right now. We'll be right back.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. You got the Dow futures up 21 points. The S&P's up 2. Composite up 4. Small caps up 1.8. And, you know, we were on the line there with Phil from Boston. Always great to hear his voice. Would love to hear your voice, too, folks, as well. 877-927-6648. And every dog has its day, and Apple is having another day, if you will. That little rocket ship up $10 right now, trading out at $5.45 and change. You've got Google up $3, so the Qs should be up pretty nicely this morning. You've got Wynn Resorts, they're up 2.5 points, trading out at $117.59. Costco up $1.37. Verisk, I don't know how to. Okay, it looks like Verisk. Interesting. They're up $1.11. You've got BHP Billiton. They're up $1. They're up $1.11. You've got Anheuser-Busch. They're up $1.16. Digital Realty, DR. They just vanished from my screen. Dollar Tree's up $1. Joy Global up 83 cents on the way down. Chevron looks like they're up just a bit on the way down. You've got Vocus, VOCUS Inc. They're down 13%, down $9. You know, take a look at that. And how about SodaStream? What did SodaStream do? They are down 11%. If you will, now that Vocus, VOCS, that's the ticker symbol on that. They're down 41% this morning. SodaStream, let's see here. They Q4 estimates rose 32% year over year, but they're not liking it. They must not have given very good guidance out there. You've got Gentex are down 13%, trading out at $24.04. First Solar down about $3 right now. Universal, PANL, they're down a couple of bucks. 877-927-6648. You know, what I want to be able to do, folks, is show you, we were talking about Apple and how it goes straight up. Now, Apple is a trade that back in March the 6th, I bought the call options on Apple. That's when, you know, March 6th, 2009, folks, that's when it felt like things were absolutely going, you know, things were falling off the planet. I was 100% a bull on March the 6th. It was quite a weekend, little weekend of a lack of rest. But what I want to be able to show you here, folks, is, you know, that these patterns, these ABC patterns, these Gartley buy, Gartley sell patterns, they work on any time frame. And what I want you to be able to show you here is I'm taking a look at the Apple chart. This is weekly. And why it's also important to be able to take a look for candle signals. Yeah, you can enter a trade before you get that candle signal. You're just looking for some confirmation while you are in that trade. In this case here, Apple, I'm going back to the week of July 14, 2006, when Apple was trading down at 50.16. Now, it made a high coming into the December 2007. In fact, it was the last week of December 2007 when Apple traded up to $202.96. What Apple did was it made an A to B equals CD down. Now, what's always so important, what I always like to be able to communicate to you, it's so important to be taking a look at how you are coming into the D point. It's also important to take a look at the action coming into the CD leg. What we can see here, in this case here on a weekly chart, that you had the candles, if you will, were on the right side, meaning that the C to D leg was weaker on the way down. However, when you got into that B point, you ended up with a gap here. You gapped down the week of October of 2008. When you gap down into a D point, tells you you're going to do more than a 1-to-1. A to B equals CD, and what you're typically going to do is a 1.272. I know some folks use 1.382. They're close enough. You know, they're both part of the same family, if you will. And you can see 8120 was the 1 to 1.272. You can see how Apple came down here. You know, it tested it, bounced around for a couple of months, if you will. Actually completed that at 1.272 in November 2008. It wasn't until March of 2009 when it took off. When it did take off, folks, on a weekly chart, it created a bullish engulfing. It went ahead and engulfed the prior 2 weeks, if you will. And then now, how you would that, so that what that did, folks, is that actually set up a Gartley buy pattern. So if we take a look at that Gartley buy pattern, I'll go ahead and color that in here for you, just so you can see, you know, the beauty of this. And so here is our Gartley buy pattern, if you will, that's set up. Now, when you're taking a look at full extensions, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of the information down here, the formation tool and the Fibonacci level, because we're going to come back and take a look at some other Fibonacci levels. Now, when you take a look at a full extension of a Gartley, you've got really two ways to take a look at it. One way is that what a Gartley pattern is actually doing, it's setting up a new A to B equals CD structure. And you see, in this case here, when Apple was coming off of the 2006 lows, all the way up to the highs that it made here in 2008, all along the way, people might have thought, hey, I missed out on this move. And certainly from $50 to $200, that's pretty easy to rationalize that. What you're looking to be able to do is you're looking to be able to buy into the move, and we'd like to do it on a retracement down. And that best retracement is an ABCD pattern on the way down. That's what creates a Gartley. Now, when you do that, you create a new A to B equals CD. This point here, which happens to be our X point, if you will, that's the low going back to 2006. That's the $50 area. If we go from that point, that becomes our A, our B point up there in 2007. And then our new C point, and I'm just going to come down here. If we will come down, let's go ahead and use this. We'll use the actual, what was the D point in the Gartley pattern. Now we've got to shrink this down a bit here, and you can see, you know, what you did. You've gone so far off the scale here. There's no way, in my opinion, to be able to find any kind of pattern out here. But what you would typically do is at least set up a new A to B equals CD, which would have taken you into the $230 range, and 1 to 1.272. If you do 1 to 1.272 on the way down, you're likely going to do it on the way up. And 1 to 1.272, folks, took you to 271. Look what happened to Apple when it got up into that 271 range. Then it went sideways. It built cause for a while. Now, that's the one way of taking a look at where it'll expand to. The other way here, let me try to blow this up. The other way is taking a look at the swing point expansions, going from your new A to B equals CD, taking your Fibonacci retracement and expansion. We're looking at expansions because we are expanding today. And what you'll typically do is a 1.272 expansion. Now let's go ahead and bring this thing out. 1.272 would have brought you into this 239, and 1.618 into this 282 range. That's where we had that 1 to 1.272 AB equals CD. And now, you know, as far as somebody that then wanted me to take a look at Apple, see if there was any kind of pattern out there, you know, other than intraday patterns, there's not a single one that I can see, if you will. You know, maybe if you took a look at on a weekly chart, the last A to B equals CD out here, you know, you would go from the lows. We'll go back and take a look at what that date was here. That low, folks, going back to June of 2011, our A point there would be 310.50. B point would be up in October of 2011 when it got up in that 426 level. Pulls back to a low in November 2011. November 25th, in fact, was the last low that was put in there, 363.32. What you've got now is a 1 to 1.618 on Apple at 551.51. Got up to a high today so far of 547. No reason that it can't tag that today. But like most AB equals CD patterns, that would, when you get to 1.618, folks, you're going to do something different. You know, that is not what I would, that's not how I would play Apple at all. And so, you know, don't get in front of this freight train. And when I say don't get in front of that freight train, that also means do not short the Qs. Too much strength out there. Just take a look at Apple up, Google up. You got Wynn Resorts up. Let's go take a look now. So let's go take a look at what's going on to the downside. Actually, before we do that, yesterday, what I had done, as I mentioned, let's go take a look at the Dow. So let's go pull the Dow chart up here, see if this thing here got, no, it didn't. Let me just change the time frame on that, And what I was pointing out yesterday, here we go, was pointing out the double dojis, if you will, that had formed on the Dow. That was going back to the Friday session and the Monday session. The high put in at 13.027.52 in the Friday session. You're trading up at 13.033 right now. So that double doji, what you want, if you're bullish, you want to see that thing taken out. The reason why is when we went back and took a look at the daily chart, going back to May the 2nd. Now I'm going to do that here because I haven't figured out how to get rid of the little corrupted file that I've got in here on the Dow, at least on this piece of it. You see you had a double doji pattern out here on May the 2nd and May the 3rd. So that means just simply be cautious out there. Be aware of it. Why do you want to be aware of it? Folks, I'm going to take you all the way back into, oh, I was going to do that. Why didn't that work? Okay, I was going to do that, and when I changed time frames, that didn't work. So much for that. I was going to take you back to 1987. Maybe I'll do that during the break. Let's see. Let me give one more shot. Keep your fingers crossed. Nope. Okay, I've got to reload that. So let's skip that, if you will. Let's move over and let's go around the world here. Let's go take a look and see what's going on in Germany. In Germany, at the DAX, you can see that it is getting up into this 0.786 retracement area. That is off of the highs in the DAX from July 2011 all the way down to the low that the DAX put in September 12th. You'll see that the 0.786 is at 66.76.18. Is that right? 69.76.18. The DAX got up to a high of 69.71 on February 21st. Today, it has gotten up to a high of 69.67. So just simply hanging out in that area. If we go take a look at, let's go take a look at the Nikkei. Let's see what the Nikkei is doing out here. That has been on quite a tear, if you will. And the Nikkei making a 1.618, a little bit more than that, expansion off of these swing points from October 31st. Happy Halloween, if you will, all the way down to lows on November 25th. Also making about an 85% retracement and a 61% retracement actually off of these highs going back here to February 18th. You did have the Nikkei, what did I say? The Nikkei was, what, flat a little bit? Nikkei was up 0.72 points, so unchanged there. Let's go take a look at the FTSE, see what the FTSE is doing out here. Not up on my chart. That's, give me a second here to pull that up. Let's go see what the FTSE is doing. $sign UKX FTSE. There we go. Let's take a look at the FTSE. Let's get rid of these volumes because that's not correct out there. We take a look at the FTSE, see what it is doing, what pattern the FTSE is completing out here. Give me a minute here to expand this up. And so if we just simply take a look at ABC patterns, what you would do is, the easiest one to take a look at is coming all the way down to the lows here, put in on August the 9th. And at this stage here, I would take that as my low swing point. I would come all the way up to October 27th. That would make sense, right, folks? Come all the way down here to the time frame of November 25th, right? And you take a look at it. Those are really key dates in our marketplaces, right? You've got the August 9th lows, you've got the October 27th area, and the November 25th. In this case here in the FTSE, an A to B equals CD would take you up to 6,031. What else are you going to be up there? You are going to be back into the July 11 time frame, trading out at 59.33 right now. Let's go take a look at the short-term ETFs. Let's go take a look at, see what kind of volume we have out here. Is volume around? And nothing of significance. Let's take a look at the IWM. Right now, IWM gapped up a bit this morning, and all that it's doing is coming against its most recent swing point. This has been trading in a real sideways range. If you go back to the 11:05, this is a 5-minute chart. I keep this on 5-minute charts here during the morning show, just simply to give you some kind of feel as to what's going on. And if you take a look at the 5-minute chart on the IWM, the swing point high out there is 1.3 million shares. I'm looking at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 28th. That was yesterday. As you are coming up into that area right now, you're doing it with 494,000 shares. You've got about 2.5 minutes left. So you're looking at 495 coming into 1.3. It's going to need a little giddy-up juice in order to really be able to take that on. What did you do with the swing point before that? 940,000. Swing point before that, 789. So not enough juice, if you will, at least from a volume standpoint to clear that. You can see this thing has been in a tight consolidation. Top of the range out there being in the 83 and the low part of the range being in the 81 area. That is on the IWM. let's go take a look at the currency market. We had Phil on the line. We were taking a look at the U.S. dollar. Let me go ahead. Let's take a look at the Great British Pound. Why the Great British Pound? Because the Great British Pound is coming up against support. It is up over that area this morning. We'll have to see how this fares during the day. And when I say up against resistance, actually, is what I meant. Where I was going at there, folks, this is the daily chart, and on February the 8th, you had the Great British Pound put in a bearish engulfing. The high on that is at 1.5928. You're trading up, as you can see above that. You have cleared that. It has done the pole vault. And if you're bullish, what you want to see is you want to see it stay above this area, because then if we take a look at where would the Great British Pound go, the Great British Pound, if we just go take a look at retracements off of October 31st down to the lows put in on January 13th, you will see right now it is at that 0.786 area. So I would say today in the Great British Pound, it's going to give you a pretty big clue. It is at a 0.786 area. That would be a normal spot where you would let people off of the elevator, if you will. The question is, does it pull back down into what should have been resistance, the top of that bearish engulfing pattern, or is this going to make a new A to B equals CD leg? If it pulls back down, folks, what you're looking at is you're looking at a consolidation pattern inside the Great British Pound, trading back down into the 1.57 range. If this is an ABC up, oh, this thing is going to be, it looks like an expansion to me, because the retracement looks like it's only about a 0.382, if you will, and a 0.382 would take the Great British Pound to buck 0.63. 877-927-6648. Dow's up 40. S&P's up 5. Apple leading the charge. Oh, I got to switch my screen here. You got the Dow up about 41 points. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you seek to maximize your returns. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the frontofTFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You've got the Dow trading up 31 points right now. S&P's up 4. Composite up 10. Small caps up 4.5 points. Apple up almost $10, trading out at $5.45. Cisco down 10 pennies. Google up 4.76 out at $6.23. Intel pretty much flat, trading at $27.25. Microsoft up 3 pennies, up at $31.90. And if we take a look at the two things popping and the two things dropping other than Apple and Google, we will be taking a look at LXU as the ticker symbol. That is LSB Industries. Looks like they had some Q4 earnings news. They beat their estimates, rose by 25%. Bested estimates, I can't tell if that is revenue. Let's see, their net sales, $805 million versus $609. Not too bad. Their earnings per share, $3.58 versus $1.32. So it was the sales that were up by 25%. Not a bad year. LSB, let's go take a look at that stock, see what that is doing. In the actual ticker symbol is LXU. Now, what you can see here, this is kind of interesting, because where this is trading into this morning is the swing point, last major swing point out there where this thing fell out of bed. Maybe they had an earnings release back then that wasn't so good, and so you got a little volleyball action here, and it's trading into the swing point from November 7th, did 237,000 shares that day. Next day, you woke up, you were down on 1.3, almost 1.4 million shares, gap down to the low, got down to a low of 33 bucks, and then it continued its slide on the way down. So if you take a look at it today, it's trading into the swing point. It's actually over the swing point of November 7th. Again, that had 237,000 shares. You got to really kind of take the 237 and the 1.3 million. What you'd like to see if you are long this, you'd like to see more than 1.3 million. And today would be the day for that to happen. Why? Because you've got in the first 26 minutes of trading, you have done 247,000 shares. So if I do my math right, let's see here. So you easily, if you just multiply that times, let's say 10, you should have some good volume in that. Where's the next thing that it's coming up against? Well, take a look at these supply lines. You're up right. Okay, so how about that? The last time that this thing gapped up was going back into May of 2011, gapped up with 1.6 million shares. You are trading into that as well. That is LXU. Carter Inc., they are up about 8% this morning. CRI, let's go take a look at that, see what that is moving into. This is the stock right here. See what Carter Inc. Did. What did they release here? They released they adjusted their Q1 earnings per share, 38 cents versus 43. That's not moving the stock. This thing here is a little rocket ship. Now, this thing has some pretty decent support here. If you take a look at the high volume day on January 13th, where it did 8.4 million shares. Now, there's no wide price spread, so I don't know what was behind that move, but you do have some volume out there. And this thing, everybody here in Carter Inc., they are all at the party, trading out at 47.51. Let's go take a look at what is on the downside. You've got VOCS, that is Vocus, if you will. Let's go see that is gapping down this morning, trading out right now at $13.98. Let's see what this is going into. This is one where, look at this, going right into this high volume bar right down here from April of 2009. And let's go ahead and put this on a weekly chart. It'll be a little bit easier to take a look at real quickly here before we head out to the next show. You can see this thing is trying to take on its swing point from the week of April 2009. Actually, here this wants to get down into the lows of $11.47. Oh, folks, what am I doing? The show's over. But stay tuned. Tom and I will be up next. Then you've got Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento. Great to be here with you this morning, folks. Have a great day.